This is John Paul Rice, some people call me. So, a story came out last week about The Rise of Skywalker having reshoots, maybe 10 days ago, something like that. But a new one came out saying they're still having reshoots. So this is my first time covering it, but it's actually the second time or the third time or the fourth time or something this story's come out. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit, and here we go. Here you have it. Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker continues reshoots. Fall is here, and that means fans are just a few short months away from The Rise of Skywalker. However, that doesn't mean that all the work is complete on the film, as reshoots are set to take place. Making Star Wars pointed out that the crew is going back to tinker with some scenes, and the changes sound interesting to say the least. Most of the attention is based around a giant scene with a sandworm. As the heroes are fleeing from the creature, Rey has to use some new powers to allow them to escape. The Force user's new skills might end up seeming quite divisive to the fan base. It's alright, I think we're used to that by now. As the character has been criticized in the past for being overpowered. While those concerns seem a bit extreme, this seems like uncharted territory for Rey going forward. Making Star Wars also says that the heroine says a line that may raise some eyebrows given the title of the movie. Now, this is weird because, I'm into Lord of the Rings, Dungeons and Dragons when I was a kid, stuff like that, Magic the Gathering sometimes, and healing is like a spell. That's like a magic spell. That's like something a wizard does. Look, I don't want to put these tight restrictions on what a Jedi could be. We need to have creativity. We need to have some kind of looseness. We need all kind of new abilities and everything, but healing just seems like it doesn't fit quite right with a Jedi. They gotta maintain some foundation of skills they can and can't do, and some weaknesses, or else Rey is just this pretty much Mary Sue. Alright, well, actually The Rise of Skywalker might correct her being a Mary Sue, but that's a long shot, and it's gonna take quite a bit to do so. But, if we have no explanation like we didn't have in The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, then that ain't gonna sit so well. Most Hollywood films end up doing at least some reshoots in the modern blockbuster era. Star Wars represents a massive property for Disney, and it makes sense the company would want to ensure that everything is perfect before pushing it out the door. Endgame also had numerous moments of tinkering after the fact for the company this year. We then have J.J. Abrams going on to say that The Rise of Skywalker is the most difficult thing he's ever worked on. So it seems like J.J. is already setting us up for a little bit of a heads up, for a little bit of disappointment, because what did he say the other week? Oh yeah, he said, can't please everyone, it's real difficult. He doesn't say this is awesome, I wrapped this up, I have confidence, George is going to love it himself, Mark Hamill's going to love it, this is going to be great, I reassure you guys that most of the fan base is going to love it, just like they all loved Return of the Jedi. He's like, well, it's difficult, and, half the fan base isn't going to like it like The Last Jedi, or maybe 25% is going to like it, and, maybe that'll be good enough for me. Let's see just what else he says. So he's very thankful to work again with the actors and actresses. Okay, that's cool, not going to harp on that. He's determined to stick the landing. I quote, this ending, which is such an important thing for all of us, by far has been the most challenging thing I've ever worked on. Okay, that's what I was explaining before. Then they gotta go on to remind us that Benioff and Weiss have a trilogy coming up, and they have to tell us that Rian Johnson still has one. So, despite all the news, flip-flop, this and that, despite some people telling me here in the comments and on other channels that, Rian's not getting his trilogy, apparently people just keep reporting now it's happening. So we had it reported that it's not happening, now it's happening. It's crazy with that shit. I guess I'll try to follow it a little bit. I mean, at some point we're going to know when they start casting or something like that. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think of this down below. Let me do a shout out. I will do a shout out. You know what? I got crap lighting. It's my cell phone actually. So here's a shout out. Shout out goes to the Fanch because he's been giving me some good support. I don't think I've given him a shout out yet, and you got one. I didn't know you had a channel. but you haven't uploaded in like 3 months. Then the next one before that was like 7 months, so I don't know if I should subscribe or not. You let me know. It's up to you, dude. Anyway, I'm doing shoutouts, special thanks, things like that. Click that subscribe button if you haven't. Press it, smash it, whatever you want to do with it. Subscribe, and I will see you next time.